This is the Grizzlies Soccer pregame show with head soccer coach Bobby Brubieska. To you through the support of the Goal for Goal Soccer Camps, the most complete youth soccer camps in Wichita. Check them out at www.goalforgoal.com. And now, here's the coach.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of our countdown to kickoff with head coach Bobby Brubieska. Coach, it has been a while since we visited. We've played 4 games since we last talked. Let's talk a little bit about each one. Let's start with a game against the Panthers at Derby, which seems like forever ago.
I believe Derby, it was 5-3 score, what it was. But we did lose that game, but I walked away feeling some way satisfied. The last 12 minutes, we just ran out of time because we were all over them. But, yeah, that was a good game for Derby. They're a good team.
They are a good team, and as you said, we came on like gangbusters at the end, and just wasn't enough clock for us in that game. But everyone made some good plays throughout.
I was happy with the effort. I always ask myself, was the effort there? And it was there. The score wasn't right, but the effort was good, and I think that's what I want to see from the girls. Just give me 100% effort.
I'm going to move away from a loss, and let's talk about a game that is always big every year, and that's Cape and Mount Carmel, a natural rivalry. Head coach Anthony Cantelli, a class gentleman at all times, and he has every year a great team. And again this year, he had some real guns on that team, and we played up to their expectations.
Well, Anthony has done a good job because he has some hard shoes with Alan Shepard. I can remember the old days. And myself we'd bet a stake on the game, and if you lost the game, we end up buying a stake that night. But Cape has always been a great rivalry for Northwest. I think Cantelli has continued to do that because I know when we play them, they're going to be in the top in the rankings. They're one of the best 5A teams around, and so it's always a challenge. And I just love that kind of game. And we were, I think God was on our side that game because it was a 3-2 game.
3-2, and they were pressing for a tying goal in the last moments of the game. In fact, they had a goal called back on an offside with only a couple of minutes to go in that game. So you're right. God was on our side that night.
Yeah, I think I've been in so many games that you walk away thinking, was that a goal or an offside? And I've been there. I know it's very hard to take. And I think that's the way soccer is. There's games where you might get all the calls, and the next game, all the calls are going to the opponent. But in that game, God was on our side.
3-2 final against Cape and Mount Carmel. And again, this was a team that head coach Cantelli was really counting on and is counting on this year because they went to state last year with pretty much the same group of girls that he had this year.
Yeah, Cape has like 4 seniors, and these are attacking players who had numbers, goals, and but they had chances. But I will say that my defense is one of the reasons we won that game because we kept from scoring more goals because they were playing a lot of offense, and we had to sit back and clear balls under pressure. But that Capen team, I'm glad we're not playing them again because they're a good team.
They are a good team, and we will not see them again this year as they're 5A and we're 6A, so we're done with the Crusaders for 2018. We're going to take a quick time out. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Visit more with Coach about the other games and tonight's contest against the Trinity Knights. So stay with us. We'll be right back. This is the Coach Bobby Brubieska pregame program.
This portion of today's webcast is brought to you in part by Dugan and Garreau, attorneys of law, 940 North Tyler Road, Wichita. By Gecko Painting, Incorporated. Danny and Grizzly alum Stacy Higgins, now of Olathe, Kansas, are proud supporters of Grizzly Nation and webcasts on the Internet. And by Regional Contractors, 1313 North Webb Road. We thank all of our sponsors for their proud support of Grizzly soccer.
Back with head coach Bobby Brubieska. Coach, let's talk about a little bit about the final game of our three-game homestand. That was Monday night. The Mays Eagles came in. That's the second time we've played them this year. And unfortunately, the result was pretty much the same as it was the first time. We came out on the lower end of the score.
I was very disappointed in the effort in that game. I thought the girls were ready. We're playing at home. But in that game, Mays was the better team. I believe the score was 5-3. And we created chances, but not enough. And we allowed too many early goals, I think. It kind of kept us back. But no, Jay Holmes had them prepared better than I did. But that was a good win for them. I don't like losing the Mays. I think it's West Side bragging rights. But, yeah, they were the better team, and we just couldn't do anything in that game.
Well, and that was a game also in which Emily Jensen hit a crossbar and bent the crossbar, and then in the first half, and then in the second half, bent the right post with a shot, and two unlucky breaks for us as neither one went in. Yes,
she scored a goal early, which really pumped us up, and then 3 minutes later she could have had another goal and just hit that crossbar. But that's how soccer goes. And I just, I have to give credit to the Mays Eagles. I thought they had a better winning mentality in that game because when we went to overtime, they seemed to have stepped it up, and we kind of went a step backwards.
Well, we ought to give a couple of kudos in that contest to Reese Visker, who scored a pair of goals, and both of them beauties in that contest.
That didn't surprise me. Reese is a very good left outside mid player, and she's got a strong left leg, and she should be scoring more goals. I think she needs to just have a little bit more confidence in herself and attack the goal a little bit better than what she's doing. But, yeah, those were two great goals, and that really lifted us up for a while. And I thought for sure we were going to give them a better game, but it didn't happen.
Then we move on to yesterday's contest at East High, a game that we would have webcast had it not been at East High. East High has no facilities to speak of for webcasting, so we were unable to do so. Again, the Grizzlies came out on the short end of the score, losing to the Blue Aces by a 2-0 count yesterday.
That game could have gone either way. I like to think we were the better team. Second half, on my notes, East did not have a shot, and we played a lot of offense in that second half. They scored an early goal, and I think it was well placed. She found the corner, and then the second goal was a penalty kick. But I thought my girls gave a good effort, and so for that I praise them. The sad thing is that was a very important game for us, being a City League game. And now we're at the mercy of somebody beating East or somebody beating Bishop Carroll for us to have a chance to win in the city. But that was a good game. I walked away saying, hey, we had chances, just unlucky.
Right back in the fire tonight. We're at Trinity tonight, Wichita Trinity, that is. And this is a non-league contest. And I cannot remember the last time that Northwest played the Knights.
I don't think we've ever played Wichita. I'm looking forward to the game. They got a nice facility. They got a good soccer atmosphere. And Coach Brooks does a good job with the girls. I think they're going to be up for the challenge. They're going to give us all we want. And I'm hope after playing last night that we can step up and do well today.
Injury report. I know that Maris Quillen was injured in yesterday's game. Tell us about that.
Well, she's been nursing a sore back, and then yesterday She made a tackle and she had to come out, but the trainer looked at her and thought she was okay, and she came back, and I think she's going to be all right. As far as health-wise, I think we're okay. We just have to show up because we played so many games that it takes a wear and tear out of you. But hopefully the girls will be ready for tonight.
I think if I counted it right, 6 games over a 2-week span. That's a lot of soccer.
Plus you got practices. Our practices have been very, very short, maybe 45, 50 minutes, just because of the number of games we're playing. I think sometimes in America we do things that we're not sure how to go with soccer, but I know in Europe they don't play that many games. In America we play 3 games a week, and in Europe 1 game a week. But anyway, that's the way the schedule goes, and I'm just glad that we're not playing more games. I know a year ago they asked us to vote on having an 18-game schedule, and we have 16 now, and I voted down. No way. There's just not enough time. Either that or they have to lengthen the season.
Well, and how do you lengthen the season when the season starts when it's still cold out?
Yeah, we talked about that. This year we started February 26th, and so if you want to go a week earlier, it's still cold, the weather's not right. I mean, right now we're playing all the way till Memorial Weekend. I mean, you can't play in June, especially when the seniors graduate May 10th. That's a long time for them to be around. So, no, we don't need more games.
We'll stick with the 18-game schedule, and we'll just have to win as many as we can here between now and the end, starting with tonight.
Yeah, 16 games is enough. I think when you include playoffs, you're going to play a total of 21 games, and that is enough games.
Okay, we wish you the best of luck tonight against the Trinity Knights, and we'll look forward to a visit. Our next webcast after this will be in Manhattan, so we'll look forward to a visit with you before we take on the Indians up there.
Yeah, and just once again encourage our parents and our friends to come out and watch the girls. They're fun to watch, and I think the weather's going to hold out tonight, so it's going to start raining after the game.
Hopefully you're right. Hopefully we'll stay dry throughout the game. So talk to you soon again. Thanks for the visit.
Thank you, Kevin.
Head coach Bobby Burbieska on the Countdown to Kickoff pregame show. Stay tuned now after this brief timeout for the starting lineups and the play-by-play of tonight's game against Wichita Trinity. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies girls soccer.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Wichita Northwest Grizzly Soccer is on the air. Welcome, Grizzly Nation, to another webcast of your Wichita Northwest Grizzlies as they march their way to another 6A state title. Today's webcast is made possible through the support of the many sponsors of the annual Eric Profit No. 19 Memorial Soccer Tournament, including Mel Hamilton Ford. We're better, we're proving it, you be the judge. And by Emerson Biggins, 808 East Douglas. Come visit Emerson Biggins and enjoy the hospitality of Luis Lopez and his staff today. Glenn and Camille Nyberg, proud sponsors of Grizzly Soccer. Wichita Tractor, home of Bad Boy Mowers, 1750 Southwest Street. Mow with an attitude. And the many other sponsors who made these webcasts possible. And now, to the field, and your host, Kevin Arkin.
Thank you, Todd Taylor, and a very pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Wichita Trinity High School, the first visit ever by the Northwest Grizzlies to this campus, and we will be taking on the Knights tonight in a non-league contest. My name is Kevin Arkin, as you already know. I'm joined tonight by Dylan Kamenicki, one of the managers of the girls program, who is going to run our video for us here this evening. The players have just been introduced. We've already been through all the pregame hoopla, and we're getting ready to start here. So we're going to get into it very, very quickly. I'm going to quickly give you the lineup for Trinity. In goal, Alex Barup, the senior. At forward, Alea Bird is a sophomore wearing number 2. Midfield, Zoe Bernard, number 5, is a freshman. Reagan Kuntz is a sophomore. She's also a defender for the Knights here this evening. Gabby Winter at midfield is a junior wearing number 10. Gracie Hancock, also a junior at midfield, wearing number 13. Number 16, Emma Adams at midfield, is a sophomore. On defense, Lauren Cusick, wearing number 21, is a senior, along with Kaylee Johnston, wearing number 22. She is a forward. And also, finally on defense, number 23, a freshman, Caitlin Hodge, for the Knights. The Grizzlies will kick off. We'll give you their lineup here in just a moment. Grizzlies playing from right to left here on this artificial surface at Trinity High School. And the Grizzlies are in their road blues with their yellow numerals and gold trim as well. Trinity Knights in their home whites with blue numerals, playing from left to right. Let's give you the starting lineup here for the Grizzlies as we are underway. In goal, Nia Baker, number 1 for the Grizzlies. There's a quick shot there by Britt Murray. Carly Vaughnbush winning the ball back momentarily. Now Vestring kicks it out of play. It'll belong to Trinity. Number 3 on defense, Olivia Crawford, the sophomore. April Lucio, number 8, playing midfield. She's a senior. Lauren Vestring, number 9. Is a freshman on defense for the Grizzlies. Elena Avalar, number 11, is a sophomore forward. Emily Jensen, one of the captains, a senior forward for the Grizzlies, wearing number 12. Carly Vaughnbush, a senior on defense, wearing number 13. Reese Visker, who had 2 goals in the game against Mays on Monday night, a sophomore forward. Britt Murray, a junior midfielder, wearing number 18. Visker, by the way, is wearing number 16, playing on the left side, as you can see. Emily Jensen with the ball. She's going to bring it through, and she sends it to Murray on the near side. Britt will look to center it, and does so for Reese Visker, and a punch-out that time. Nice play there by Barup for Trinity. Rounding out your starters, Maris Quillen, number 21, is starting today on defense. She got injured in the game yesterday at East High, as you heard on the pregame program with Bobby Bribieska. And finally, at forward, number 22, Darling Simon, is a junior, and that's the starters for your Cape and Mount Carmel Crusaders. We're going to make a minor camera adjustment here, so bear with us. Dylan, I need you to get the field lower in the field division so that the scoreboard does not block it out. I didn't do that. If you go out to center there, you'll see what I mean. Knights trying to bring it out. There's actually a way to move this thing to another part of the screen, and I'll be darned if I know what it is. And that's a lot better. Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Grizzlies with the ball. Lucio at midfield, sending it forward. As you can see, this is a multi-purpose field. The football team here at Trinity also plays on this field. There's a long one by Lucio, wide and easily corralled by Barup for the Knights. And she'll have a goalkeeper distribution. The white lines on this field represent the football markings, and that's what we're going to refer to from time to time to let you know where the ball is, as we normally do on multi-purpose fields. The soccer markings are in black on this field, and they're very difficult for the camera to pick up. So we'll keep you posted where things are and how things are going as they occur. This one's kicked out of play by Trinity and will belong to the Grizzlies. A cool night here in Wichita. It has been cold here for the last several days. Actually, today's one of the warmer days we've had, and it is supposed to rain tonight. However, the rain forecast is for after 10 p.m., so they should get this game in without incident. Crawford throws one into Lucio, and now, actually that was Avalar, and a crossing pattern. Reese Fisker partially fanned on it. They send one in to Darling Simon, who got caught offside, and it will be a free kick for Trinity. 5 minutes gone here in the first half. No score yet between the Grizzlies and the Trinity Knights. Trinity comes into this game, by the way, with a record of 2-6 on the season, and the Grizzlies are 7-4 and have lost their last two to Mays High on Monday night and to East High yesterday, respectively, losing to Mays 5-3 and to East High 2-0. Dylan Grunsel's got a very disciplined defensive squad over there. This is going to end up being a goal kick as it rolls over the goal line, so Trinity will have an easy goal kick to get the play restarted. Not a big crowd on hand. Northwest is represented, however. I do see some Northwest jackets over there, so there is some support. Friday night game, no school tomorrow. Did you guys have school today?
Yes, we did.
You did? Well, that's unusual. Here's Emily Jensen, deep, crossing one to Avalar, and it's intercepted by the defense, and a nice play that time by Trinity to get it away from Elena, who was wide open. Britt Murray can't get it settled on her foot. It gets taken out to midfield. Lauren Vestring, the freshman, there to get it, and sends it up to Britt Murray in her orange shoes. Easiest person on the field to spot. This one will go out of play, and Lauren will throw it in. Actually, she'll give it over to Britt. And Murray throws one in the direction of Visker, who taps it out of play. It will belong to Trinity. Glad to have you aboard. It's been a while since we've done a webcast, and it will be a while before we do another. Our next webcast will not be until May 3rd, when we travel to Topeka Washburn Rural for a doubleheader, and we will bring you both games of that doubleheader on May 3rd, beginning at 4:15 with the junior varsity pregame show. Roger Powell will be our guest for that program. This one's a goal kick as it went over the line off the foot of Elena Avalar, and Barrett will have another goalkeeper distribution. Grizzlies dominating play here in the early going. The entire game has been played at the Trinity half of the field. Baumbush sends one forward. Now Jensen has it. Emily scored a goal on Monday night, bent a crossbar in half on her second shot, and bent the right post on her third. There's one by Reese that hits the football upright. It will be a goal kick for Trinity High. You don't hear much crowd noise tonight, and that's because we are in a sealed room with the door shut. So you'll miss all the shouting and the screaming. You wouldn't have heard the national anthem anyway because we could not hear a note of it. Very soundproof up here. Jensen gets around two players, tries to center one, now shoots one, hits the post again. She has hit 3 posts here in the last 3 games, and that's assuming she did not hit one at East. I was not at East, so did she hit one at East, Dylan? So she's got 3 posts in 3 games. That's got to get a little frustrating, but she did have a very difficult angle. And with 31 minutes to go, it'll be a goal kick for Trinity. Out to center it comes. Vestring gets it for the Grizzlies and sends one forward now. On the near side, Visker to Britt. And the white shirts get it for the moment and kick it out of play. It'll be a throw in for the Grizzlies. April Lucio at the 15 takes a shot that's going to go wide left and end up as another goal kick for Trinity. Wichita Grizzlies Soccer on the internet is being brought to you in part through the support of Tom and Carla Lassiter and the law firm of Fleeson, Gooing, Colson, and Fitch at 301 North Main in Wichita. Also by Aerotech Engineering, 2326 Southeast Boulevard, also in Wichita, both fine supporters of Grizzlies Soccer. Grizzlies get control of the ball after the goal kick. Crawford over to Vestring now. And they've just turned the lights on here at Trinity. It's a cloudy day, so they're turning the lights on early. They haven't yet taken effect, but we will be under the lights here in mere moments. Throw in goes back to Trinity. And Emily Jensen trying to steal one and get herself a breakaway on goal, unable to do so. Crawford with it, and she loses it. Gets back and recovers nicely, however, and sends one forward, but it's met there by a white shirt in the person of Emma Adams. Baumbush to April Lucio. April wearing the white headband today. Britt Murray double teamed. Ball's kicked forward and rolls out of play. It'll be a throw in. Vestring doesn't waste any time. Give and go back to Lauren, but she loses it. Coming back to get it though is Baumbush, and Crawford at the center point for the defense will send one forward. Nothing there but white shirts, however. 28.5 remaining here in the first half. No score. And there's a shot by Jensen. And a save by Barrett. Barrett made that look a lot harder than it was, in my humble opinion. But she will have a throw-in. A goalkeeper distribution. That's what I meant to say. Out to center it is. April Lucio takes charge and sends one forward in the neighborhood of Elena Avalar. Now back to Lucio. Looking for an opening, and on the far left is Darling Simon offside. Simon came down the far right. I don't know why I said left. Let's see, this digit here is right, isn't it? She was on the far right, streaking up the far side of the field is what I was really trying to say, and got ahead of the play, and as a result, creates the offside. Ball sent back out now. Out of play, it will be a throw-in for the Grizzlies, and Maris Quillen does the honors. Maris, nursing a sore back, injury sustained in yesterday's game, said she was good to go today, so she is in the game, and I do not expect her to be in there long before she is substituted for, just as a matter of caution. In fact, just as I say that, Rachel Pizzell moves forward to the substitution line, and I don't expect her to play defense, but I could see Coach Berbieska moving some players around. We'll see what he does there when there is a substitution for Northwest. Nice job by Baumbush to get the ball back. Britt had it momentarily. Now Reese has it. Back to Britt. Up the near side to Jensen. Jensen, give and go to Britt Murray. Will she center one? Yes, she will. It goes right back to Emily Jensen. Can't get a shot away. Now she does. And it will go wide left and over the goal line. And Rachel Bazell will come in on the goal kick. This portion of today's webcast is brought to you in part by the law firm of Dugan and Giroux, attorneys at law, 940 North Tyler Road in Wichita. Also by Gecko Painting Incorporated, Danny and Grizzly alum Stacy Higgins, now living in Olathe, Kansas, are proud supporters of Grizzly Nation and webcasts here on the internet. Goal kick is taken and won there by the Grizzlies. Lucio with it. April sends one forward. Avalar couldn't control it, but it goes to Jensen. Jensen gets it to April, and April gets a shot off and a save by Barab on the hard shot along the ground by April Lucio. 25.5 remaining. Still no score. Grizzlies and Trinity. Grizzlies have totally dominated play. Nia Baker has yet to touch the ball in this game. Jensen wins the ball back. Gets in position. She'll either shoot it or pass it. She shoots it, and it goes wide over the goal line, and it will be another goal kick for Trinity. Today's game on the internet also being brought to you in part today by Mel Hambledon Ford. We're better. We're proving it. You be the judge. Mel Hambledon Ford, 11771 West Kellogg. Goal kick is taken. Comes out to center. Fallenbush over to Lucio again. And Rachel Bazell lets it go by now. She gets a foot on it. Tried to steer it forward to Jensen, unable to do so. Fallenbush comes forward, and she gets it to Emily. Emily gets around one man. Can she get around the other? Takes a bad angle shot, and it's cleared away by the defense. Right to Bazell. Bazell can't settle it to get a shot off, and it comes back out to Fallenbush. Carly sends it all the way back to Vestring, and we'll do it all over again. To Bazell and Emily Jensen, who can't get control of it on her foot. Lucio fighting hard for it. And out of play, it belongs to Northwest. Britt Murray will do the honors. I take that back. It belongs to Trinity. They changed that. So Trinity, and they called a foul on Trinity. They called a foul on Northwest. So Trinity is getting a free kick here. I didn't see that foul. So I cannot assign it to anybody. Britt Murray with it at the 30. Sends one forward to Emily Jensen. Jensen trying to control it, keep it in. Into the corner she goes. Now it's tapped over the goal line. That'll be a corner kick for Northwest. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that's our first corner kick of the game. Wind, not a factor at all. There is virtually no wind today, and we haven't been able to say that all season. There's one across everything. It's going to go out of play and be a goal kick for Trinity. Alex Barrup, the senior, will take the goal kick. It's short, stays on the ground. Fallenbush gets it. She sends one to Lucio at the 25. Again, these are the football markings. Reese Fisker tried to get a shot off, blocked by the defense. Here comes Trinity back. Vestring there to intercept. She'll send it over to Olivia Crawford. Crawford to Fallenbush. And back to Vestring. And April Lucio sends one forward to Elena Avalar, and she can't get to it. Almost stole it, however. But the Knights keep it. Now Britt with it. Sends it back to April, and April taps it out of play. It will be a throw-in for Trinity. Out of play it goes. Trinity will do it again. April Lucio at center. Sending one over to Rachel Bazell. Rachel to Britt Murray, who's wide open over here. Britt will have a chance to do something. Centering one and a shot. Into the net, it scores. Britt Murray to Emily Jensen. And the Grizzlies strike first. It's 1-0. Trinity regroups in front of their own goal as if to figure out, their captains are trying to figure out who should have stopped that. It was a good play by Murray. She brought it up the near side by herself, untouched for about 20 yards, and then passed it into Emily Jensen, who was parked in the slot, and all she had to do was pop it home. So the Grizzlies lead 1-0. Their scoring drought is over, as they did not score in the game at East High the other day. Waiting for Trinity to kick it off, and while we do, we'll tell you that Grizzly Soccer on the Internet is being brought to you in part today by the Kansas Joint and Spine Specialists. For the best care in sports injuries, visit the Kansas Joint and Spine Specialists at 10,100 East Shannon Woods Circle at Suite 100. That's right off of Webb Road on the east side of Wichita. We thank them for their support of Northwest Grizzlies girls soccer. April Lucio will handle the throw-in duties here as the ball was tapped out of play into Emily Jensen. Now Reese trying to center one to Rachel Bazell, but it was intercepted. April gets it back. Now Valmbush has it. Carly sends one in the direction of Darling Simon, but too far. And it will be a throw-in for Trinity. 20 minutes to go here in the first half. Grizzlies up by 1. Having just scored on a goal by Emily Jensen from Britt Murray. And a nice combination that one was. Britt intercepts it. Gets it to Emily, now back to center. Northwest keeps control. April Lucio will bring it up. She's uncontested for 15 yards. Now she sends one wide. That was intended for Simon, but Darling was too far away. And Lauren Vestring putting a lot of pressure here on Kaylee Johnston. Ball goes out of play and quickly thrown in, but Northwest intercepts it. And a pass to Emily Jensen from Lucio. Now to Britt again. This play's looking familiar. She centers one. And this time Reese let it go through, but Emily wasn't there. And the Knights got it back and sent it out to center. It'll go out of play. It will be a throw-in for Northwest. Like I said, it will be a throw-in for Trinity as it was tipped out by a Grizzly. Kaylee Johnston will handle the throw-in chores. Valmbush to Crawford. Crawford sending it up now to Reese. Reese with some room. Sends one through to Emily Jensen, who's wide open. One man to beat. Can she get around her? And the ball is tapped out of play. That will be a corner kick for the Grizzlies from the near side. And you can credit that corner kick to Emily Jensen for charging that goal. And if you look real carefully at your picture, you can see the Grizzly bench and the Grizzly Brain Trust. That one goes right to Barrup, and she'll corral it for a goalkeeper distribution. And it's plenty cool outside. Both coaches wearing coats here, and players also wearing coats or hoodies to keep warm. Dylan and I have the advantage of being indoors where it's very comfortable, and we can be in shirt sleeves. And one of the things that I do like about this, first of all, it's a very nice facility. They did a very nice job with the stonework. Seats are all stonework, and which is really nice and easy to keep clean as well. The field, as I mentioned, was artificial surface. But one of the things that I really like about the way they designed this, it's in a bit of a bowl, but right behind the press box, which even though it's above the field, we're at ground level up here. And right behind the press box is a road, and I literally parked 20 feet from this building. Never been able to do that ever, anywhere. So I did not have a long way to haul my gear, nor will I have a long way to haul it back. Here's a throw in coming from Olivia Crawford. Olivia takes charge and feeds it into to Reese, rather. Trinity working the ball up. And the ball goes out of play. It'll belong to Northwest. And a nice job by Olivia Crawford that time to shield the ball from the white shirt and to force it out of bounds. Britt Murray throws it in to April. Back to Britt. Reese Fisker got a foot on it. Now it's going to go out of play. That'll belong to us again. Reese is going to throw it in. And does so to Rachel Bazell. Back, give and go back to Reese. Now into Emily Jensen. Emily looking to get around a player. Here's a shot coming. Score! Emily Jensen bangs it home. And it's 2-0. And who fed her that ball? Do you remember? I don't either. Oh, I think it was Reese, but I'm not 100% sure. So we're going to give the assist to Reese just in case. If I'm wrong, you can go back and watch it on the replay and you'll know. Got a couple of subs coming in for the Grizzlies here at this point. Parker Hoops, number 10, coming in for Rachel Bazell. And also coming off is Darlene Simon, and taking her place on the far side is Mallory Lund, the sophomore, wearing number 2. So Bobby using his bench today. Early. 15:40 to go in the first half. Trinity getting ready to kick it off here. Kaylee Johnston kicks it off, and we are underway again. Grizzlies fighting to get it back. Vestering does so. Sends a long one in the direction of Emily Jensen. April Lucio gets it on the carom. Britt to Reese. Reese had 2 goals Monday night. There's a nice centering pass, but it's intercepted by Barrup. And it will be another goalkeeper distribution. Out to center it comes. Baumbush gets a head on it. Sends it over to Maris Quillen. And Vestring again up here to Reese Fisker. Oh, Reese lost it. Nice play that time by Gabby Winter to take that one away, and she's going to bring it up herself. And this is the deepest penetration of the game for Trinity so far. And it comes with 14:30 remaining in the first half. Kaylee Johnston, Gabby Winter will throw it in. Ball chipped away, and Parker Hoops with it. Parker feeds it up to April Lucio. Lucio will give it to Emily Jensen. Jensen at the 40, looking for some help. She's double teamed. Sends one forward. That was intended for Lucio, but she couldn't get to it in time. And this one's going to come back, and Olivia Crawford will tap it back, and Nia Baker will touch the ball for the first time today. We had one other game this year. It was the Dodge City game where Nia Baker only touched the ball once the entire game, and it was on a pass back from one of her own players to restart the offense. And that's not a complaint, folks. That's a compliment to our defense. Trinity will throw it in here at the 40 of Northwest. And now it goes, and the Northwest will get the throw in. And it comes to Emily Jensen, and she couldn't keep it in. It goes out. We'll do it all over again. Throw in on the far side. Goes up. It'll be a throw in for the Grizzlies. Mallory Lund dishes it off. And April Lucio with it. Centering pass that's intercepted by Barrup. And what are they calling? They're calling a corner kick. The ball went out of play. Barrup, when she caught the ball, leaned over the goal line, and it's not the player, it's the ball. The ball was out of play, so it's a corner kick for the Grizzlies, and it's being taken over there by Reese. And it comes. Mallory Lund with a header and a score! Mallory Lund scores on the header off the foot of Reese Visker on the corner kick, and it's 3-0 Grizzlies. We'll be back here with more from Trinity in just a moment. Stay with us. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies girls soccer.
This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a part to play. Skills that will make them stars long after the curtain falls. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds you that when kids take part in high school activities, they get set for life.
Back at Trinity High, Grizzlies lead 3-0. Off a goal by Mallory Lund. Nice header from Mallory. And that is her first goal of the season. Britt Murray on the near side with it for the Grizzlies. Into April. April takes a shot, goes wide left over the goal line, and it will be a goal kick for Trinity. Grizzlies soccer on the internet being brought to you in part today by Cartridge Express at 7447 West, 21st Street North. Bring in your used cartridges for trade-in and get an extra 10% off our already low prices. Open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 1 on Saturdays. Cartridge Express, 7441 West, 21st Street. Goal kick is taken, ball back in play, and we have a foul called against Trinity. It will be a free kick for fouls against Northwest, and a free kick for Trinity. Out it comes to center. And Britt gets ahead on it. Parker gets ahead on it. Lauren got ahead on it. And now the Grizzlies recover, and a Trinity player is down, and she's hurt. Britt with it. Maddie Harkins is in the game here for the Grizzlies. She came in after the goal. She's wearing number 23, playing on the left side at forward. And I would bet that she took Reese Visker's spot because Reese is on the bench. So Maddie Harkins will get some playing time, and now we have a player down, and the trainer's going to come out. So we have a stoppage of play here. And since we do, we might as well take advantage of that. And we'll take our own break. 3-0, Grizzlies lead. We'll be back. This is Northwest Grizzlies girls soccer.
Hey man, you got up for football?
Band class still needs you, man. Kansas students have choices to do or not to do. The Kansas State High School Activities Association urges everyone to participate because when activities stop, nobody wins.
Kaylee Johnston, number 22, the injured player, being assisted off the field by the trainer, just now is crossing the sideline, so you haven't missed a thing. We have 10:15 remaining here in the first. Ball back in play. Emily Jensen splits two defenders, centers one, and a chance that time for Parker Hoops, but she couldn't get much wood on it. And an easy pickup that time by the goalkeeper, Barrup. Stay with us at halftime. Trinity assistant coach Matt McFerrin will be our halftime guest, and we'll find out some things about a school we know very little about, and that's Trinity Academy. So stay with us for that. Look forward to having Mr. McFerrin on. Vestering with it. She sends it up to Hoops. Hoops out too far wide. That was intended for Mallory Lund. Out of her reach, and it will be a throw-in for Trinity. Knights throw it in, and to get it is Delia Bird. Intercepted there by the Grizzlies. Now Lucio sends one to Emily Jensen. This one's going to be kicked all the way out of play. It'll be a throw-in for the Grizzlies when it happens, and Elena Avalar will come back into the game. And she will replace April Lucio, looks like. Yep. Lucio's going to go have a seat, take a break, and Elena Avalar will play midfield. Britt Murray to throw it in the neighborhood of Maddie Harkins. Back to Britt, now to Lauren Vestering. Lauren gets around one player at midfield, sends one forward. Nice play that time to get it to Emily Jensen. Emily Jensen double teamed, loses it, and it goes out, it's kicked out wide to the far side by the Knights. And we have a whistle and a foul on Northwest, a tripping call, and it will be a free kick for the Trinity Knights. Trinity used to play their games on a grass field that was on a slope. The entire field was tilted at an angle toward one of the corners. It was a real weird land setup, and there wasn't anything they could do about it. They needed it that way for drainage purposes. So this field for them is a big boon. Here's an opportunity for Avalar, but no, it's kicked out of play, or kicked away, I should say, by Barrup, and now Barrup will take the shot from Mallory Lund easily and have a goalkeeper distribution. All right, Dylan, we have 3 goals. I haven't written this down like I should. We have goals by Jensen and by Lund. Who's got the third one? Emily has 2? That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. Prettiest goal of the day is the set piece, though, that between Visker and Mallory Lund. That was just a thing of beauty. And speaking of which, that's who had the ball there right for the moment. Vestering lost it. Parker Hoops putting on a little bit of pressure. Now here come the Knights, and a ball intercepted very nicely that time by Crawford. She sends a long one in the direction of Emily Jensen, but not long enough. Parker Hoops with it. She sends one over here on the near side to Britt Murray. Murray tried to chip one to Emily. Now there she does it again. She trips it forward. She's onside. Here's a chance for Emily Jensen, and a shot off the post. Can you believe it? Second post of the day for Emily Jensen. And the score stays 3-0. That's her 4th post in 3 games. This keeps up. Trinity's going to send her a bill for a new paint job on that goal. Trinity bringing it up the far side. And Lauren Vestering looks up at the sky and says, "Why did I just do that?" as she kicks it out. Quick throw in here by Trinity. Ball intercepted there by Avalar, and she sends it forward to Emily Jensen. Emily spins around, gets by her defender, has one more to beat. Now I thought she was going to dish it off, and a left-footed shot by Emily, and a nice save by Barrup. And as we're inside 5 minutes to go now, it will stay 3-0. Grizzlies go on the road next week. They have 2 games on the road. They play at North High on Tuesday and at West High on Thursday. Both of those are 4 o'clock starts, and neither one will be webcast because those 2 schools do not have facilities that preclude us to be able to webcast from there. So there will be no webcast next week. Next webcast on May 3rd from Topeka, Washburn. And I always enjoy going up there and watching the Grizzlies play. That's a good program up there. And you want to see a good game. You want to learn. You play against the best, and they are some of the best every year. Maris Quillen throws it in. Hoops sends one back. And this one's going to go out of play and belong to the Grizzlies. Britt Murray throws one into Maddie Harkins. Harkins deep. Harkins will center it left-footed. Gets it to Jensen. Jensen centers one. Actually, she took a shot from a bad angle and an easy save by Barrett. And it will be another goalkeeper distribution. If it sounds like I'm repeating myself over and over, I am. This entire game has been played right in front of Trinity goalkeeper Barrett. And it should be a holding foul. It is. It will belong to Trinity. Trinity will get the free kick from the 46. And there's a long one that's going to go all the way through, and it'll be an easy pickup for Nia Baker. And this is the first time in the game that she's touched a ball that was previously touched by an opponent. Out to center. Nice trap that time by Avalar. Bestring. Trying to split 2 defenders. Tried to get a lead pass to Parker Hoops, but she had stopped. This one's going to go to Bestring. I thought she might let it go out of play, but I probably wasn't sure whose ball it would be. Britt up the sideline. Looking for Harkins, tried to get it to her, goes out of play. It'll be a throw in for Britt at the 35. 2 minutes to go, first half. Grizzlies up by 3. This one goes out of play. We'll do it all over again. Pick up 5 yards in the process. Britt throws it in this time to Emily Jensen. Back to Britt. To Avalar. Elena centering one. Here's a chance. And this one goes right to the goalkeeper, and there's a collision in the penalty area, but no call. And it will remain. At center, Britt Murray with it. Avalar couldn't control it. Harkins gets it, though, sends it to Jensen. Nice pass from Maddie. And there's one wide, and that was intended for Mallory Lund, but she had gone forward. And the ball did not, so it will go out of play and belong to Trinity. 1 minute to go now, first half. Again, Matt McFerrin will be here at halftime for a visit, and Dylan is going to have a big challenge. He's going to have to get us with very little light in this room. The only lamp in this room is a ceiling lamp that has about a 12-watt bulb in it. But we'll make it work. This one goes deep, and a header goes right to Barrett for an easy save. And I would say it's probably going to be 3-0 when this thing ends up here at halftime. Britt Murray sends one forward for Harkins. Too far, I'm afraid. Yep, goes over the goal line. And that will do it, as there won't be much time to get anything going here before half. So there's the horn. We are at halftime. It is 3-0. Grizzlies over the Trinity Knights. Goals in the first half, 2 of them by Emily Jensen and 1 by Mallory Lund, and you now have the total and complete scoring summary here in the first half. And I always say that this is a learning experience, and this is Dylan's first time at this, so he's a true rookie at this. And I'm going to tell you, Dylan, that when the time comes, you're going to have 30 seconds to get the camera on the two of us when he gets up here. So you might be prepared, and you might end up having to hold it. I don't know. I'm going to try and stand the two of us back here. If you can swing it around and you can get it on us, great. If not, just pick it up and hold it. So we're waiting for Matt McFerrin to arrive. He's actually next door because he's running the scoreboard. You can do that if you want. You want to swing it around. This is an NBC. I really have no problem with that. Try it and see what you get. And you got a great shot of my belly, which is not notable for television. We're going to let's take a quick time out here for 30 seconds so he can get the camera set. And then Matt McFerrin will join us. Stay with us. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies girls soccer.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
I'll tell you, it's really good. It's really good. You got us both, Dylan. Nice job. I want to welcome Coach Matt McFerrin from Trinity with us here at halftime. Coach, welcome aboard. Glad to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So we have so much we don't know about Trinity because this is our first ever visit to the Trinity campus. But let's talk a little bit about you. Tell us, what do you do besides coach?
Well, first off, Matt McFerrin couldn't make it, so I'm Mark Conrady.
And, you know what? Nobody ever told me that.
That's all right. I'm telling you now.
Mark,
we're
my
good.
apologies.
We're good.
You're the head of the Booster Club.
That's correct.
I did know that.
I am the Booster Club president.
Okay,
but,
okay, very good. Well,
I don't go around talking about that too much.
One of my more embarrassing moments, if I do say so. I mean, I've been advertising. Advertising him the whole half.
Well, Coach McFerrin is down there in the field, but he's a great guy. He's an ordained pastor. He's just getting a master's degree from the Moody Bible Institute in Chicago, and so I didn't mind at all being compared to him because he's a great guy.
Well,
so
there you go. Well, the compliment was intended.
Yes,
so,
all right. Well,
so
I'll
tell
take
us
it.
a little bit about you.
Well, I am in my first career. I am the local John Deere dealer, and so.
Hence the jersey you're wearing.
Hence the jersey here, a little advertising there for the leaping deer, but
we don't charge extra for that either.
Well, thank you very much.
I just want you to know
it's a family business. I've been doing it for over 30 years and love every minute of it. So I do that, and then I spend the rest of my time with my wife and 2 kids. My wife works out here at Trinity. I've got 2 boys, one that's in college and one that's a senior here at Trinity. And we're very active in the soccer program and have played club soccer around the city for quite a while.
Good.
But volunteer and just pitch in and help out wherever we can to help.
What it's about.
Help spread the good word and be a good ambassador.
Well, very good. Good. Well, thanks for taking the time to stop in here. Tell us about the Booster Club. What all do they do here for Trinity?
Well, the Booster Club's job is to supplement and step up where the athletic department can't quite get to maybe the funding or provide some extra emphasis, and so Booster Club fills that vital gap between the basics of school and then the other elements, and so we buy gaiters for the team, various. Man the concession stand, work the announcing for the baseball, football games, provide support. We've bought practice equipment and various athletic gear for the different teams, and we just try to step up and fill that gap where the tuition and the funding doesn't take off because we don't.
Typical private school Booster Club.
The tuition does not go to cover any of the sports activities. Tuition covers only the education piece. So in a private school, we have to step up and have the booster club to support what it takes to pull off the program.
What is the enrollment here at Trinity?
We're a 4A school. I think it's right at like 320 right now, 310, somewhere in that range. I was afraid you were going to ask me, so 310, 320. I'm pretty confident with that
Close
answer.
enough for government work.
That's right. Right.
We're not grading this, so it's fine. So, well, did the Booster Club have anything to do with the building of the facility that we're in now? Because this has only been here, what, 2 years?
Yes, we're just finishing up our second season here inside the bowl. It is a beautiful facility, and the Booster Club was involved. However, we give the credit to God. Being a private Christian school, we give the credit to God. Someone stepped up and made this possible. It's a beautiful facility. We're still in the process of finishing off the concession stand, the locker rooms, and things like that. But it's a wonderful environment for the teams, both for our home team and for the visiting teams. And it's we receive a lot of compliments about this facility and the level.
I can understand it. It's a beautiful facility.
Yeah.
And we haven't shown much other than the field, but sometime during the second half, I'm going to have Stillman to pan the grandstand across the way,
right?
Just to show everybody how. I talked about the stone, all the stone.
Oh yeah.
Where did the stone come from? Anywhere in particular? Is there anything special about that, or
there was a particular Trinity family that had some connections to a stone quarry, a stonemason, and a stone distributor, and I don't know all the details that all went on behind it. I know it wasn't. But no, it's not like it came from Augusta or someplace nearby in Butler County or anything like that. But they had some connections, and they said, "Hey, we think we can help out here." And that's kind of what it was. Is some people stepped up and did the stone, and someone else stepped up and said, "Hey, I've got connections with someone that can do field." Someone else on the track, and someone else said, "Hey, I got some dirt moving equipment," and a collaboration of efforts and teams, and it got pulled off.
You have a stadium.
Yeah, all of a sudden, right.
Well, I commented earlier about the beautiful stonework and the fact that the seats, the benches are stone.
Yes.
As opposed to seats or metal benches or anything. It's actually stone. And besides the fact that it's very aesthetically pleasing, it's got to be easy to clean. Oh,
it's very, very easy to clean. And on top of all that, many, many times people will bring like their lawn chairs and they're sitting in a comfortable lawn chair. It's not an uncomfortable aluminum
wide
bit.
enough they can put a lawn chair.
Oh yeah, I don't know exactly. It's probably 5 feet from front to back. So you can put a lawn chair and put your feet out and stretch out. And
can't argue with that.
No one's arguing with that. And so it's a very, very comfortable environment. It's almost like a big outdoor amphitheater. You almost would expect to see a concert or some fireworks or something, and it's all done here in the spirit of sport and competition.
Okay, so you said your wife works here at Trinity.
Yeah, my wife works.
Is she a teacher or staff?
She's staff. She works in the finance department.
Okay.
Does bookkeeping, things like that. But we absolutely
I'm familiar with that. That's what I do.
We love Trinity. God led us to this school. We were at another Christian school in town that is a very, very fine, wonderful program, and through prayer, God led us to Trinity, and it's a very, very very family-like atmosphere.
Well, the last time I was here, and it's been some years since I've been here. This was not here.
No.
The last time I was here and did a webcast of soccer was on the other field.
Right.
And I was trying to explain to everybody, and I didn't have the camera on me when I did this, so I'm going to explain it to you now, folks. If this was the field, this is how it was tilted.
That's
Am
correct.
I right?
It runs to the east. That is correct.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to the west. But, yeah, it was tilted like this. So, and I assume that was for water runoff, and quite frankly, that's what nature built over there.
It was a practice field, and that's what they had, and for those of you that play club ball, it's not as steep as an incline as that at Heritage Park up in Kansas City Overland Park, but there is the ball definitely rolls to the downhill side every time. So,
yeah. Well, this is a much improved.
Yes, much improved.
Although Bobby Brubieska.
Oh yeah, we know Bobby B. Yeah.
Loves grass. He does not like turf.
Yes.
And of course, you're playing on turf. Beautiful turf field, by the way. And it's actually very functional, and that's what you got to do. That's the wave of the future.
Well, I want to give you guys compliments. Your soccer program is practically a legacy here around Wichita. What Coach Bobby B has put together.
He's been with that program over 30 years.
Yeah,
he's done an unbelievable job. And like your booster club, the soccer complex at Northwest, the Eric Prophet Soccer Complex, is all funded with private money.
There you go.
No 259 money in it.
There you go. Well, when we first moved to Wichita about 8-9 years ago, we started talking club soccer. It was all about, well, Bobby B this and Bobby B that and the camps and everything. And my kids, yeah.
He and Alan Shepard started it.
Yeah, so I just wanted to tip my hat to what Northwest has put together with that program and his contribution over the years. I've got to know him outside of soccer, Bobby B as well, and
nice guy.
I think you got a very good leader there, and
we're blessed.
Yes.
You know, Dylan plays on the boys program, and I'm sure he would attest to that as well.
You bet.
But I can't get a mic on him, so he won't talk on a mic. He already told me that when he came up here today.
Looks like they're getting close again there, Kevin.
Yeah, he is. It's about time to kick it off. So
thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, that was the fastest 2 minutes you ever spent, wasn't it?
It's been a pleasure.
Mark, thank you.
Thank you.
A pleasure as well.
You bet, Kevin.
So, Mark Conradi, the head of the Booster Club here at Trinity, our guest at halftime. We're going to take a 30-second halftime timeout. Be back with the second half right after this. Stay with us. It's Wichita Northwest Grizzlies girls soccer.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
Back at Trinity, we have just started the second half here. We're about 20 seconds in. Grizzlies, as you can see, have the ball, and they are playing in the second half from left to right, wearing their road blue uniforms with Trinity the home whites. And we want to once again thank Mark Conradi, not only for joining us at halftime, but for forgiving my huge faux pas, not realizing who our guest was. That's one of my more embarrassing moments, if I do say so. Anyway, glad to have him aboard, and he's the right guy for their booster program. You can certainly tell that because he's got his priorities where they need to be. Trinity with the ball at midfield. Grizzlies lead 3-0 on 2 goals by Emily Jensen, 1 by Mallory Lund. And the Knights have yet really to mount any major offense of any kind here in this contest. So certainly a challenge for them to come back from 3 goals down, given the domination of the Northwest Grizzly defense in the first half. No saves for Nia Baker, no shots against Nia Baker. Nia has touched the ball twice in the game, once from her own team and once on a long distribution from center from Trinity, and that was not a shot, it was just a pickup. So that's it for Nia. And again, that's a great situation to be in. I wish we had that every game. I can't think of anybody whose name I want to mention less than hers, only because if I'm not mentioning her name, she's not busy, and that's what we want. Here's a chance for Emily Jensen off a feed from the far corner from Elena Avalar, and a nice save that time by Alex Barrup, the goalie for Trinity, to keep the score right where it is. Out to center it comes, and Britt wins it, sends it back now. It comes back to Crawford. And we'll tell you a couple of personnel differences here in the second half. Actually, we'll give you the whole lineup for Northwest. Up front, since that's where the action is at the moment, we have Reese Fisker on the far side, who just took that shot. Emily Jensen, number 12. Darling Simon, number 21. And Elena Avalar. At midfield, you got, amongst others,
22. Dar.
What did I say, 21?
Yeah,
21 is Maris Quillen. Shame on me. Thank you, Dylan. My second mistake of the year. At midfield, April Lucio. Carly Valmbush is back there as well. Your back line's a little bit different. Emmy Rodriguez, number 15, is on the near side at the right defender spot. She's back there with Olivia Crawford, Lauren Vestring, and Maris Quillen is not playing in the second half. Remember, she was injured yesterday, and she's not playing back there. I think they're going with 3 defensive players. I got Emmy. Who else did I miss somebody else?
Should be the format.
Say what?
Brittany, Emily.
I got Britt Murray's playing midfield over there. That's kind of a foregone conclusion. And if I haven't mentioned Lauren Vestring, I don't think I have yet. She's also still out there for the Grizzlies. Grizzlies moving the ball forward here. Darling Simon giving chase. Ball sent back to center. Fallenbush sends it forward. And now here's April Lucio with it. She sends one in the direction of Reese Fisker if it's going to go too far, and Alex Barrett will pick it up for the Trinity Knights. Almost 5 minutes gone here in the second half. Grizzlies up 3-0. Trying to extend their record to 8-4 on the season. This game is not a City League contest, so it has no league implications, but it certainly has playoff implications as Emmy Rodriguez taps this one out of play. Out to center it comes. Now back to April Lucio. And this one goes forward. Reese Fisker can't get a foot on it. Britt has it, though. Britt Murray at the 10, the 5. Back out to Emily Jensen, who's over on that side now. Emily fighting for the ball, and the Knights come away with it. And the Knights come back 2-on-4. Over here to the near side, Emmy Rodriguez sends one forward. Trinity brings it back. And this one goes out of play. It will belong to Trinity, and this is their deepest penetration of the game as they're inside the 15. Numbers impossible to see on that side of the field, so I can't tell you who threw it in, but I can tell you the Grizzlies got it back. And Britt Murray's throwing this one in, as we can tell by her footwear. And the ball comes over to a wide open Emmy Rodriguez. She sends one up to Avalar. Elena can't keep it. Back out to center. And up to Elena Avalar again. Now over on the near side to Simon. Simon up to Emily Jensen. Jensen deep. Real deep. Centering one. A shot, a rip around. And Elena Avalar is going to get the goal, folks. Wow. Emily Jensen sends a blast across, and all Avalar had to do was touch it. And in it goes to the net for a 4-0 lead for Northwest. We're going to take a quick time out here while they regroup. We'll be back for the kickoff and more. This is Grizzlies Girls Soccer.
National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life.
With Dylan Kamenicki, Kevin Arkin with you at Trinity High, at Trinity Stadium, where the Grizzlies have a 4-0 lead over the Knights in this non-league soccer contest. About 8 minutes gone here in the second half. The Grizzlies fighting to regain control. Vestring with it there. She sends a long one forward. That was intended for Elena Avalar, who's deep on the far side. Boy, those numbers are hard to see. Throw in will go to Northwest here, and Britt will take it to Emily Jensen. Jensen trying to split two defenders, and she does. Nice move by Emily. She may get a left-footed shot off. No, she dishes it off to Murray. Murray centers one, and it goes over the goal line for a goal kick for Trinity. This portion of Grizzly Soccer on the internet is being brought to you in part by Legacy Bank, providing quality banking services to South Central Kansas since 1885. Open your account today by stopping at any Legacy Bank location or by calling 260-3711. For more information, check out the Legacy Bank website at www.legacy-bank.com. Grizzlies with it. Reese Visker has it at the moment. She sends one up in the direction of Simon. Simon, a left-footed shot, blocked by the defense, gets it back. Lucio, a shot. And a score. Lucio scores off a pass from Darling Simon. And the Grizzlies take a 5-0 lead. Glad I didn't do my live read any later. I'd have missed the goal. It's the worst thing that can happen to you, is that you're away on commercial and they score. And that has happened. Knights will kick it off here. This one should be a relatively smooth game for the rest of the way. It's kind of obvious that the decision has already been rendered. It's now just a matter of what will the score be, as the Grizzlies have totally dominated the first 50 minutes of this game. And a foul called on Baumbush. It'll be a free kick for the Knights at the 40. Grizzlies take on North High on Tuesday and West High on Thursday. In City League action both days, and those are two games that they have to win. And it's unfortunate, the result yesterday. They were in the driver's seat until yesterday, and now they need somebody to knock off Carroll and Capon both so that they can win the City League title. Here's a chance for Reese. A shot and a save by Barrup. Nice feed to Reese Visker that time by Elena Avalar, and Reese almost got into the scoring column. So we have goals in this game. 2 from Emily Jensen, 1 from Mallory Lund. Elena has 1, and the last one scored by April. There we go. If I was smart, I'd be writing all these down, but I'm not. Carly Baumbush comes out, and Irene De La Rosa, number 7, comes in to take her spot at midfield. Senior coming in off the bench to get some fresh legs in there for Bobby Bribieska's squad. And I don't think the Knights have substituted a player this whole game. And I look at their bench, and I don't see any players that they can substitute. I don't think there's any players left on the bench. I think they're all in the game. It's perhaps that I'm looking at their roster. They do have 5 varsity players listed that did not start today. But I don't see. Well, there's 1, 2. Yeah, they're all huddled up on the bench and coach. That's why I didn't see them. So there are other players, but they have not made a substitution today. Here's Britt coming up unguarded. Now they collapse on her. She'll center one for Visker. Reese back to Britt. Britt on the far side. Britt centering one. And it's won there by the Knights, and they send the ball out to center. April Lucio over to De La Rosa, back to Lucio on a give-and-go play. Irene De La Rosa to Britt, and back over here. And that was in the direction, I think that was intended for Emmy Rodriguez, and she does actually get to it. And she'll send one forward, and it's tapped out of play, and it will be a throw-in for the Knights. Alea Bird sends one to center. Back to Bird now. And that one coming back to Maylee Roach. The infield fly rule called on that one as the ball went straight up. This one goes out of play, and there'll be a substitution here for nobody because it's Trinity's ball. Throwing it in, Lauren Cusick, throwing that one in. We are operating at the disadvantage of not having the rosters prior to game time. So if you're a Trinity parent watching this, and we hope you are, as we did feed the link to the athletic department, and hope you're enjoying it despite the score for you Trinity fans. If I mispronounced your young lady's name, please don't be offended. Olivia Crawford for Northwest at the 25 will send it wide to Vestring. Again, the Grizzlies playing with 3 backs now. On the far side, Britt Murray sends a long one. Here's a chance for, I think that was Elena Avalar that sent that one over. April centers one. Intercepted by the defense. It's going to go out of play and belong to the Grizzlies. And the Grizzlies will substitute a player. Mallory Lund will come back into the game now. And she's going to replace Darling Simon. So Mallory will play up front on the right unless they push somebody else up front, which is very possible. Lucio with it. Sends one past Elena Avalar. Now spinning around is Jensen. Jensen, a shot and a save by Barrup. Alex Barrup gets the save for the Knights. Ball goes out of play on the far side. It will belong to Northwest. I'm sorry, it belongs to Trinity. Excuse me. I knew that when I said it, too. I don't know why I said Northwest. Another one going to Trinity here on another throw-in as the ball's tapped out of play. 24:30 to go here in the second half. Grizzlies up 5-0. Grizzlies came into the game 7-4, losing their last 2 to Mays and East respectively. And there's an opportunity for Barrup to come out. Trinity, on the other hand, is 2-6 on the season.
I think it might be a different goalie.
Let's look at that. Well, she's got a 0 on her back, and I have only one. I have a second 0. You think that could be?
I think that might be.
Shayna Smits. Yep, you're right. That isn't Barrup. Shayla Smits is in goal for Trinity here. They both wear number 0, so I was totally fooled. Lucio with it at the 15, sends one forward. Tried to get a through ball going, and it's going to be kicked out of play by Trinity. And it will belong to Northwest. Now what do we have here? We have a stoppage of play and a card issued. I do not know what the card was for. But it is Emily Jensen getting the card. And she will come out of the game. And I would not be a bit surprised if she's done for the night, rather than risk a second yellow card. Rachel Bazell will take her place, number 6. And we have of course, they did stop the time. 23, it's actually 23:09. Our clock does not sync directly with the game clock. 23:09 remaining here in the second half. And the free kick comes. We're back underway. Olivia Crawford fighting hard for it. Gets it back. Goes out of play. It will belong to Trinity on the far side of the field. Be curious to know what, and maybe Dylan, you can provide me some insight here. What do you think Emily got the card for?
Probably just say too many times push on the back.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Persistent infringement. So Emily's out of the game, at least for the moment. Crawford with the ball at the 35. Sends one forward. De La Rosa wins it. Gets it to Emmy Rodriguez. Emmy has it and sends one wide. Too far for Mallory Lund. And it will be a throw in for Trinity. Another throw in for Trinity coming. Olivia with it again, sends it out to Mallory Lund on this side. Lund to Lucio. Lucio, a good through ball to Reese Fisker. Might have been, if she'd been able to one-time it, she might have popped it over the head of Smits, but as it turns out, Smits gets the ball and sends it back in. And Lund with it at the 20. Nice lead pass to Britt Murray. Murray's shot is saved by Smits. Didn't get much on it. Grizzlies lead 5-0. Free throw coming in for the Grizzlies. Emily Jensen's coming back now into the game, and she will replace Elena Avalar during this substitution. And old Mark Conrady over there doing the PA, we cannot hear a word he's saying. All it is for us is a muffled noise. Britt Murray will throw it in to Emily. Back to Emmy Rodriguez. Forward now to Lucio. Lucio over to Lund. Lund was all alone. Back to Lucio. Lucio will have to center this one. She's kind of deep. She crosses one, intended for Jensen. Britt Murray gets a foot on it, passes it forward, but it's cleared out by the Knights, and we'll do it all over again. Britt Murray goes back to retrieve. She's been all over the place. Reese Fisker on the far side. And here come the Knights back with it. Inside 20 to go. Out of bounds it goes on the far side. Knights with it, bringing it up. Grizzlies get it right back. Northwest has dominated possession in this game. Emmy Rodriguez now. 35-30, sends one forward. April Lucio with it at the 15. Looking for some help, gets it back to Emmy. Emmy forward to Lucio. And she centers one for Emily Jensen. Jensen, left-footed shot, saved by Smits. And she'll have a goalkeeper distribution. Irene De La Rosa with the ball at midfield. She plays one forward for Jensen over there. Jensen sends one to Lund. Lund, a shot! And it goes just wide. Mallory Lund, trying for her second goal of the game, has one go just wide. It will be a goal kick. Wichita Northwest Grizzlies Soccer on the Internet is being brought to you in part tonight by McCurdy Auction LLC at 12041 East 13th Street near K96, where it's as good as sold. Give them a call, 683-0612. Check out the McCurdy Auction website for upcoming real estate and personal property auctions by going to www.mccurdyauction.com. Goalkeeper distribution coming here for Smits. Out to center it comes, headed away by De La Rosa. And the Grizzlies applying the pressure here at midfield. Mallory Lund gets a foot on it. And it goes out of play. It will belong to Northwest, and a nice job by the Grizzlies that time. Parker Hoops is going to come in. Rachel Bazell is going to come out. So with 17 to go, we'll have another substitution for the Grizzlies. And again, Bobby Brubieska utilizing his bench liberally in this game with a big lead. Here's one coming back. Nia Baker will get her first touch of the second half. And she'll just quickly distribute it to Emmy. Emmy loses it to Roach. Hustling over to get it, though, is Lauren Vestering, who has been an anchor back there all year. The freshman has really come alive for the Grizzlies. Rachel Bazell comes back in, and she's going to replace Reese Fisker. Reese heads over to the bench, getting a few high fives from her teammates. She's about to get one from Coach B, and yes, indeed, he gives her a high five, as does a congratulatory remark from assistant coach Roger Powell. And Coach Powell will be our pregame guest at our next webcast on May 3rd. We'll be talking JV soccer with him prior to the kickoff of the junior varsity contest at Topeka Washburn Rural. Throw in coming from the Knights here, and they're deep in Northwest territory. Ball stripped away there very nicely by Rachel Bazell. And here's a long one forward. Here comes the run. Emily Jensen got the wheels going. Can she get the shot off? Shot coming, score. Emily Jensen banks it home, and I have no idea who sent her that ball. April Lucio gets the assist on the goal from Emily Jensen, and it is 6-0. We're going to take a quick time out here while they set up for the next kickoff, so stay with us. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies girls soccer.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
Back at Trinity High School, Trinity has just kicked off within the last couple of seconds here. And we're underway. Grizzlies have the ball now. Vestering sends it forward. Lucio has it. Emily Jensen with a hat trick in this one. And the last goal left no doubt. She pounded the back of the net with it. Mallory Lund has it. There'll be another sub here for the Grizzlies. Reese Fisker is going to come back in after a short break, and she's going to replace Emily Jensen. Jensen's got her hat trick. I'll bet she's done for the day, and a job well done for the senior captain. Throw in coming from Lund now. She gets it in. And looks like it's going to go out of play and belong to the Grizzlies. Emmy Rodriguez will do this one. She sends it back in. Mallory has it and then loses it. Here comes the Knights back with it, trying to get something started. Roach with it. And De La Rosa breaks it up. Bazell gets a foot on it, but the Knights win it. 6-0. Grizzlies lead. Hat trick for Emily Jensen. And goals by Mallory Lund, April Lucio, and Elena Avelar to wrap up the scoring for the Grizzlies. And I think there's a different assist on every goal. So there's a lot of the stat sheet's going to be padded tonight with activity for the Grizzlies. Nice chest trap that time by Emmy Rodriguez to win the ball back. Sends it across the field. Up it comes now to center, where it's intercepted by the Knights. Knights trying to get the Schneider off the board. Britt Murray giving pressure over there. The Knights do not have a shot on goal in the game. Emmy Rodriguez to Irene De La Rosa. Irene on the near side where Olivia Crawford takes charge. And we have a throw-in coming for the Grizzlies here with 12 minutes to go. And Emmy will take this one. And it comes to Lucio. Lucio will send it back to Rodriguez. Back to Lucio. And in the center to Bestring. De La Rosa sends one forward. Lund gets a foot on it. Nice pass across the middle. And we have an offside call. Looks like they caught Britt Murray offside that time. And it will belong to the Knights. Free kick is taken. And one there by Olivia Crawford, but she couldn't get it to a blue shirt. Knights are still controlling it. Now Crawford has it again. She sends it to another white shirt in the person of Lauren Cusick. And this one goes all the way back to Nia Baker. And Nia will distribute it to Rodriguez. Parker Hoops has her pass intercepted pretty nicely, I might add, by Emma Adams that time. On the far side, it will be a throw-in for the Knights. Another throw-in coming for Trinity. You know, if you were with us at halftime when Mark Conrady was on with us, the president of the Booster Club here, we were talking about the stone seating here. Very unusual seating arrangement here at Trinity. And I'm going to ask Dylan, if you would you zoom in on the stands over there, maybe on the end where the lights are, so people can see what we're talking about. 5 foot wide rows of solid stone, solid granite, all quarried in the immediate area, make up these stands, and again, you can put lawn chairs on them, and they're darn easy to clean. Okay, here's April Lucio streaking forward with a chance to make some noise here. She may do this by herself. She does. Boom, 7-0. Wow, April Lucio, we'll give her an unassisted goal on that one. She brought it the length of the field while we were showing you the stonemason work. And it's 7-0 Grizzlies. 9:15 to go here in the second half. The Knights have it. They huddle after every score. I've noticed that. I don't know why, but I'm sure they're trying to boost each other up. They're playing hard, despite the fact that they're down by a bunch. They're playing hard, giving it everything that they have. And we have to compliment the Knights for that. And we're back underway here with 9 minutes and change to go. Grizzlies up by 7 spots. And the Grizzlies aren't stopping either. Parker Hoops over there with it. I take it back. That was Britt Murray with it. And up the far side of the field now. Centering pass. Here's a chance for Northwest. But it goes back to Smiths. And she'll have a goalkeeper distribution. I never did tell you much about the weather conditions. It's cloudy. It's supposed to rain tonight. But not until well after the game has concluded. Currently it's 61 degrees in Wichita. Pretty nice evening. A lot nicer than we had just a week ago. Hard to believe that 13 days ago or 12 days ago we had snow. The only snow of the season, I might add. As we went all the way through winter without getting any snow. Knights will throw this one in. Intercepted there by the Grizzlies. Out of play it goes. We'll do it all over again. It will belong to the Grizzlies. Maddie Harkins will come into the game now again. Number 23. And she will take the place of Rachel Bazell. So she'll play up front on the far side of the field. Maddie and Rachel, neither one has figured into the scoring in the game tonight. They both played well for the time they were in there. And speaking of Maddie, she's fighting hard for that one. Gets it, sends it back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez over here on the near side to Lund. Lund sending it forward. Maddie couldn't get to it in time. Then Lund taps it out of play. It'll be a throw in for the Knights. And Crawford goes down in a heap. Rodriguez decides, let's just regroup here. She kicks it into the bleachers, a.k.a. the stone bleachers. And it will be a throw in for Trinity. Bestring sends a long one forward. Giving chase over there on the near side is Harkins. Pressure by Harkins. The ball goes out of play. Ooh, they gave it to Trinity. Close play. Could have gone either way. Lund gets a foot on it. And finally coming away with it is Parker Hoops. And she's shaking her foot like she got a little stung there for a moment. Fisker sends one forward. One there by the Knights. Here comes Trinity again. And a nice stop that time by Rodriguez. Up to Lund. Mallory sends it forward. Harkin's giving chase. Lucio at center. And a collision. Parker Hoops involved with that one. Gives right up. No injury. Got a long one going down there. Being chased by Lauren Vestring. De La Rosa has it. Sends it wide on the far side. Lucio sent a big blast forward. It was knocked back and then goes out of play. Or do they call a foul? Handball foul called against Trinity. So it'll be a free kick for the Grizzlies. Crawford takes that one and under the crossbar. Well aimed, I might add, but Smits was up to the task and keeps the score at 7-0 with 4 minutes remaining. Rodriguez to Lund at midfield. Mallory still with it. Sends it back to Rodriguez. Harkins gets one coming up. Sends it to Lund, but it was intercepted. Parker Hoops a nice feed forward. And Britt Murray goes down in a heap. Hope she's not hard. She's getting up. She did an entire flip, and there's a score. Wow. Who is that over there? April Lucio bangs one home with 3:15 to go, and it makes it 8-0. That's 2 for her. 2 goals for her. She has 2 goals and she has 3 goals.
Yeah, she scored those.
I really should have been writing these down. I wasn't expecting a high-scoring game.
One by herself, one back here. Now.
Okay, our official statistician, Dylan Kamenicki, says that's a hat trick, and if he says it's a hat trick, then by George, she's got 3 goals. 3 minutes to go, 15 to go. We'll tell you that Grizzly Soccer on the Internet is brought to you in part tonight by the Goal for Goal soccer camps, the most complete youth soccer camps offered in Wichita. Pardon me, with sites at both Cape and Mount Carmel and Wichita Northwest each summer. It's not too easy to explore a camp for your child for next year. Check them out at goalforgoal.com today. That's GOALFORGOAL.com today. Goal for Goal soccer camps. Knights are going to get a throw in here on the far side at midfield. And it comes, and it's intercepted there by Britt Murray. And she's going to bring it all the way down herself, looks like. So we have 2 players with hat tricks today. Jensen and Lucio both. This one goes out of play. It will belong to Northwest. Northwest is going to go to 8-4 on the season. Trinity will drop to 7-9. 7-9. Let me try that over again. They're going to drop to 2-7 is what I'm trying to say. Friday night's a terrible night, by the way, for a game because I worked all week and I worked till midnight last night. I'm tired. We had a huge auction last night that ran well into the wee hours. Mallory Lund sends it forward to Harkins. Harkins to Hoops. And here's one for Irene De La Rosa. She sends one forward. Parker Hoops with it. And is she going to give it to Rodriguez? She tried to, couldn't get it to her. But Olivia Crawford there to get a long one into the penalty area, into relative safety. And with 1:20 to go, it'll be a goalkeeper distribution for Shayla Smiths, excuse me. Is my mouth working? 1 minute to go, thank goodness. And up it comes. There's Lucio sending a long ball forward for Britt, and Britt unable to keep it in. It's a goal kick for Smiths, and it will come with less than 1 minute to go. And throw in is going to come in with 20 seconds to go, as they had a hard time getting a ball over there. Britt Murray will throw it in. And the Knights are going to come away with it. And that'll do it. The horn sounds. We are final. Your final score tonight, Northwest 8 and Trinity 0. We'll be back to wrap this up in 60 seconds. Stay with us. This is Wichita Northwest Grizzlies girls soccer.
This may sound like a typical high school basketball game being played on a Friday night in Kansas. In fact, it's a crash course in cooperation and teamwork. It's a test of dedication, determination, and drive. It's character development in action. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think about this. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students who participate in school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. At the same time, playing sports helps teach lessons not covered in the classroom. Lessons like tolerance, respect for the rules, and the importance of supporting your community. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
With Dylan Kamenicki, Kevin Arkin with you at Trinity High School, where the Grizzlies tonight, in convincing fashion, defeat the Knights of Trinity High School by a score of 8-0. They take their record now to 8-4 on the season, and Trinity drops to 2-7. Our next games are next week. There are 2 road games at North High on Tuesday, West High on Thursday. Both of those are 4 o'clock starts, and neither one will be webcast. We cannot webcast from those locations. Our next webcast will be May the 3rd. Let me look at one thing here before I tell you something different. I missed a game here. Our next home game is against Manhattan on May the 1st. Tuesday, May the 1st. We play a home game against Manhattan, and then 2 days later we travel to Topeka Washburn for a doubleheader against the Junior Blues up there. And the first game, pregame show, we're going to do them both for you, both JV and varsity, with the first game starting at 4:15 with the coach's pregame show with Roger Powell. So until then, it's going to be a while before we see you. It'll be next month before we're on the air with you. We thank you for your support. We thank you for joining us, and hope you enjoyed the broadcast this evening here from Trinity High. For Dylan Kamenicki, I'm Kevin Arkin. Once again, Grizzlies win 8-0. Until we see you in Manhattan or at Eric Prophet number 19 Memorial Soccer Complex, we wish you a safe and a pleasant good evening.